Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. You're tuned into IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. Good evening. If you are here for the very first time, well, I want to welcome you and also invite you to please, if you're watching us, to launch your camera app on your smartphone and point over the QR code like so, touch the yellow lips. You'll get my link tree as easy as that. If you are not watching us, but you're listening to us only like on an audio podcast, go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And we'll get to our master topic here in just a second. But we have a brand new master topic because today is Saturday. I do want to thank you, whether you're watching us at 11:37 p.m., 11:37 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, whatever you watch, potato. Thank you so much for making the choice to have inspirations for your life, a daily part of your motivational diet. Let's get on with the show. This is a great one. All right, using robotic process automation to increase profits. Series 2 means we're in the second year, show 35, episode 1. This is really going to be cool. So this whole topic is actually coming out of an interview we did with a local restaurant that uses robotic process automation to make pizzas. So we have some reels that are out there. You can find more about that by going to believemeachieve.com. Once you do that, go ahead and you'll see something that says genuine food reviews, really easy to find. And once you find genuine food reviews, you will see that you'll get to our channel. And then once you get to that channel, it's really pretty easy. You're going to go ahead and watch our latest stuff. You'll see under the actually there's a playlist there. You can go to playlists and you'll see one that says YouTube Shorts. Click on YouTube Shorts, and we're launching different videos. And then toward the end of the week, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to have the live long interview, I should say, with one of the founders of Pizza HQ. So definitely check that out. I think you're going to be blown out of the water. But let's get right into this topic, shall we? All right. So robotic process automation has been around for a while. All right. It actually started, and of course, there's an article coming out, that'll be coming out in a few days, using robotic process automation to increase profits. So RPA, or robotic process automation, was first coined in 2021 by Phil First. He's the founder and the lead analyst at HFS Research. And this new technology continued to develop until about 2018, when it started to really transform companies as they began to adopt a digital transformation. And the RPA platform revealed more capabilities. So that was pretty cool. I think a lot of people get scared with RPA. And the reason I say that is they just don't know what RPA means. So it's not complicated. So why do people think about RPA? Let's think about that. So there's a lot of reasons. First of all, could be costs, could be costs of supplies, could be even costs of labor, right? They want to lower the production so that it doesn't take much labor to produce it, to have that automated. There are challenges with RPA. And I want to talk about the three big challenges to why RPA fails, because RPA is really, really good. However, it will fail when certain situations pop up. So let me try to share them with you. So if you are looking, definitely check out, this thing that's coming up all week, and you will see that you're going to learn a lot about this. I'll tell you that it's pretty amazing what RPA is. Okay. I think the problem is that people think this is just like a light switch. Okay. but it's not a light switch. Okay. And you might be saying, like, why? Well, because a lot of people think that they can just go, order something online and then they're up and running. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not trying to scare you about RPA, but I do want you guys to have, I guess, a firm understanding of what it is so that you don't get yourself in a problem, because a lot of businesses that don't follow the steps actually go out of business, unfortunately. So, one of the reasons they go out of business is that there's no technical clarity. You have one owner or one manager, or there might be multiple owners, and you're all going different directions, and nobody knows anything. And so they haven't hired a company. They keep starting, but then they stop, and then they go all the way back to the beginning. And no one seems to understand why this is happening. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's because there's no technical clarity. So, technical clarity is something that we use to explain that there is no logical structure to the specifications of the technology. It's probably the best way. So, for example, if we were talking about, I don't know, let's say we're talking about a shopping center and we're going to put up some traffic lights. Well, in that shopping center, we would have to know that, there would need to be, let's say, one traffic light at this corner, one traffic light at this corner. There would need to be one traffic light that has a fourth bulb in it so that it could point the protective green left. We would need to know what the let's say the timing is. Have we done a traffic study? So just to give you some kind of ideas, because this is an area that power goes out a lot. Specifications in there would have to say that it's going to be run by solar to charge a battery, so that if the power does go out, that battery will hold the traffic light up for probably a good day or two. Pretty cool, right? But a lot of people miss this because they feel it's not important, or they think, oh, these are just details. Details could be what makes or breaks your business. Now, the other one, and this one I have to say, and a lot of people say to me, oh, John, you can't be serious, but I am. There is no there's no commitment from the owners or the team. It's like, we want to put this traffic light, right? However, nobody's taking the responsibility to make sure that we got the traffic study. Nobody is making sure that, in addition to the traffic study, that we've called the right company to the dig, the number. So when you dig, you have to call before you dig. You ever hear that rule? Okay. So you have to call a number before you dig. You just call 811, and it's the law. You call 811. It's the national call before you dig phone number. Anyone who plans to dig should call 811 or go to the state 811 center's website a few business days before digging to request that the approximate location of buried utilities be marked with paint or flags so that you don't unintentionally dig into an underground utility line. Of course, that would not be very, very fun. Yes, you need to contact them, and that is part of the technical specifications. Do I need to do it if I'm just putting in a mailbox? Absolutely. I said any kind of digging. If you're putting in sprinklers, you still need to call. I know they're not that deep, but you're still supposed to call. People feel that they know everything. And especially with RPA, robotic process automation, they feel, well, I know other companies have done this. All I need to do is just buy this thing, figure out what it's going to cost, and I'll be up and running in 6 months. And I've done the math, and I can replace 8 people in the company. Okay, we got to slow down a little bit, because you might have thought of those things based on the fact that everything is running properly. However, if things don't run properly, then you've got a mess on your hands. And now you've got additional costs to deal with. Yeah, that's right. You've got additional costs to deal with. And you might be saying to me, hey, John, why is it that people don't understand? Uh, I think it's not that people don't understand. I think it's people are either lazy or they feel that they don't have to do it because it's not required. Or, they know what they're doing. I mean, like they're gonna say, like, I'm not an idiot, so I can figure that out. Well, no one's saying you're an idiot, but we don't want to have the ground blow up, right? Or have an explosion or any other anomaly, like a gas leak start to contaminate the beautiful air that's around. People think that you just go to a store, you go online and you buy robots and you just put them into play. There's a lot more that has to go into thought with that. We talked about the process. We talked about a little bit again the general process, not the whole process. If somebody doesn't understand that there's a reason for implementing an RPA, if you don't understand what that reason is, and you don't have a goal to what RPA is supposed to do for you, how are you ever going to put any technical specifications together? I mean, like, let me give you an example. Let's say McDonald's wants to put a brand new conveyor system in one of their airports. And the McDonald's place, let's say, that produces everything is way out by one of the gates. Okay. But they want to be able to serve not only out by the gates, they also want to be able to serve people, that are, let's say, before security and things like that, and people that just came through security and they're not way down by the gates. So they have basically, let's say, one place that's there where they can always obviously go and order and pick up where the main production is. But if they want to get things to, let's say, the area just after security or just before security, well, they have two other little mini, let's call it McDonald registers or locations. The only difference is there's just a register there and there's the conveyor. So the way the conveyor works is it probably is going to go from one place, okay? And it's actually a closed conveyor. The reason for that is we've got food. So we want to make sure that the food is staying in a safe environment. And so if it's going to go to this one, it'll go to this chute. If it's going to go to this one, it'll go to the other chute. Now, that sounds like a very simple process to adhere to. And it is, providing that you know the specifications of how long the troughs are supposed to be, providing you know the timing of how long it's going to take to get something from this place to this one, or from that place all the way to the one before security. How long does it take? And what happens if something goes wrong? Is there some kind of system, some kind of alert? So you got to be aware of these things. How long is it going to take to construct this type of bell? What type of revenue is this going to bring to us? Well, we're in a sense opening two more McDonald's restaurants. And that means the kitchen that we have has to be expanded in the one main McDonald's system, because it was only designed to handle the counter here, which is very busy. So the kitchen needs to be tripled in size. But the reason that we don't put them in over there is that it would cost more money to put in two more kitchens than to triple the one kitchen. And the fact that we don't need any more staff. So these are really important things. The other reason to why RPA fails is poor strategies and tools. I told you people don't measure. They don't figure out what if, always have a plan B. If this isn't delivered, what do we do? What's the time frame of construction? What should we do if this company doesn't show up? We need to have a backup company. Do we have bonding in place so that we can do that with the company? When we're transporting foods, are certain foods coming out that could fall? So does the conveyor, when the food's coming out, typical conveyors, they'll go up, they'll go down, but our conveyor actually can't really go up and it can't really go down. It's got to keep the food level. The reason is that if we were to go up or we were to go down, now we have to find some additional mechanism so that we could actually put the containers of the food into and lock them in place. Again, another process. So by us just putting things on the belt, and the belt basically has like a little, let's say it has like a compartment you can drop into. And so every, let's say, 2 feet, there's 4 compartments. You can just drop them right in. Somebody can just pick them up very easily. And we're usually putting bags in them. And so that's a very simple way to go. We can also put a scanner in to track once it goes on. We can even put scanners later on to show where it is, how far that item is, so we know how long it'll take. Does it take a minute to get from A to B? What kind of motors do we need? Are the motors going to be noisy? Are they going to be quiet? What do we need and what kind of maintenance? And this system is going to be running 24/7. So if there's food coming at 24 hours a day, this thing's got to run. So that means the belt's got to run and the belt's got to stop. So these got to be industrial quality motors. And we got to make sure it's really simple. So if a belt breaks, it's very easy to change and replace that. So these are just some kind of ideas. So the way it works is the food actually gets made in the McDonald's kitchen all the way in by the gates. And so once the food comes out, it gets put into the regular bag like it does, no problem. And let's say for argument's sake, it's being done by a person. Well, as soon as that's done and they've got the order tag, they put the tag on it, they scan it, bam, they put it into the right, either A or B conveyor, or they put it into the one that goes up front. And it's really simple and it's very easy. However, what we found is there's a lot of people that are working there that may not know the English language very well, unfortunately. So we have to color code it. If this is going to somebody at the far end, it's going to be red. If it's going to somebody in the middle, it's blue. And if it's going to somebody right here immediately, it's going to be green. And how are we going to handle things like spills? How do we handle stuff like that? We got to make sure that when our lids go on, so that if they fall, they're not going to leak any bit of the drink out. That's really important because that wouldn't be great if somebody gets this bag and they knock it over and suddenly they spill that half their soda. The other question is, do you want to have soda bins so people can just get their own beverages at the station? I think we might do that. We might actually find that we can put the bins for Coca-Cola or Pepsi that allow the people to get their own drinks and refills once they've gotten them there. Also allowing somebody to just buy the drink there. So those are pretty unique things. The other things that we might want to do, since we're selling ice cream, we might want to just install ice cream machines at the 2 places because we're not obviously going to put ice cream on a belt, especially in a cone. Does that make sense? So we're just talking about a few of the things for RPA, robotic process automation. But again, we talked a little about why people do it. The challenge is that there's no technical clarity and there's no commitment from owners of the team, and everybody kind of blames everyone else, and all this money's being spent and nothing happens. And there's poor strategies, poor tools, poor management for how it's going to work. And people either go out of business or they decide not to do RPA because they've wasted so many resources. Hey guys, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege. Of course, it's a pleasure and honor to be with you this fantastic Saturday evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, associates, share this out with everyone you know on social media. And of course, go to believemechief.com, click on that link, help keep our content free. Make the choice. Buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a savory plate of yummy desserts. Either way, we'll be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will investment into hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower you to have an amazing life. All right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. We have a fantastic week because we're going to be getting into this really deep and thick. And as we move on toward the end of the week, we'll be releasing the video of the interview that Orbital Media did, our company did with Pizza HQ. So definitely check that. I think you guys are going to be really amazed with it. How are you, Ken? Just about to say good night here. I just saw your comment. John C. Morley, you are such a gentleman, a human being, and a friend of mine, and to millions who share his goodness with others for the betterment of humankind. Hey, Ken, that is so thoughtful of you. It is privilege, a pleasure, and honor to be here, and of course to be your friend and to share great nuggets with you. And we're talking about RPA, robotic process automation. I'm not sure if you use that in the lab, and I just gave a little analogy of basically what would happen if McDonald's wanted to create, two more stores, but they didn't have the resource. It was going to cost a lot of money to put two more kitchens, and they didn't have the ability to do that with timing and money. So they decided to make the other kitchen bigger, which would be cheaper, and just use a conveyor system that would be flat to get everything out there. So robotic process automation is great, but a lot of people fail or go out of business because they don't realize what their goal is, and they don't stay on track because they don't have the right management and stuff like that. All right. I hope you guys, you as well, Ken, have an amazing evening, and I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. So have a great night, everyone. Be well.